Welcome. Okay, very welcome. Right, today we're going to go through the top vocabulary you're going to need for the PET exam. So I'm excited about this lesson. Lots of really useful vocabulary to give you. So I'm going to share my window straight away and we can get down to business. If you've just joined me, let me know that you can hear me okay. Give me a message in the chat. Let me know that the sound is good. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust my camera. Okay, there we go. Let's move it across like that. Yeah, excellent. So vocabulary, PET vocabulary. We're going to go through some really useful bits of vocab. I'm going to focus it very much on how you can use it in the speaking and the writing. So if you're doing the PET exam, this will definitely be useful for you. Stick with me. I've got a wide range of language you will be able to use in the exam. Now, let's kick off with some expressions we can use to talk about our interest. Let me move this one over. I'm fond of. Okay, yeah, so we can see all of those. Now, all of these expressions we can use to talk about things we like or we don't like, our preferences. Some of them are negative and some of them are positive. Positive, I like. We all know I like. Negative, I don't like. So everybody, just take a look. If you're joining me now, take a look and decide which of these expressions you think would be positive and which would be negative. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to quickly look through which of these expressions are positive and which of these expressions are negative. And I'm going to start organizing them. Okay, we'll go left for positive. Okay, and we'll go right for negative. Okay, hopefully this fits in with what you have. Okay, if you're watching this later, you can stop, pause it, take a look, think about which of these expressions you think might be positive or negative. Okay, now here we have them. So on the positive side, yeah, we've got I love, I like, I prefer. Yeah, I'm fond of, I'm a fan of, I'm passionate about, I'm interested in, and I enjoy. All the positives, yeah? Then we've got the negatives. Okay, I dislike, I hate, I can't stand. Yeah, negative expressions. In fact, let's not confuse the issue. Let's put this in green, yeah? Okay. We'll put this, make this in green, yeah. Rub that out. Okay, nice and neat. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, red we tend to associate with negative, so I'm going to use green for these expressions. Yeah, green. Where's my green? Here we go. Okay, all of these are positive. Now I've put these ones in yellow, and there is a reason for that. Okay, the reason is that we can use these with to, or we can use these with the ing. So I could say, for example, I like to play football, or I like playing football, and there's no difference in meaning. Yeah. Whereas the expressions in the green, we are only going to use with the ing form. Pay attention. This is an important point. And if you make a mistake here, it doesn't look so good for the examiner. Yeah. So in all these cases, we're going to say, you know, I'm fond of eating chocolate, or I'm a fan of watching football. I'm passionate about surfing, whatever. Okay. Or I hate getting up early. Yeah. I can't stand I can't stand aggressive drivers, for example. Yeah. Or I dislike eating healthy food. Yeah. Imagine. Yeah. So, expressions which are positive and negative. Now, there are some slightly different uses to these. Okay. Now, I'm fond of, we use this really when we're talking about something that is, I'd say, close to your heart. Okay. So something, something that you really place a lot of importance on. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could say I'm fond of chocolate. I'm fond of eating chocolate. But I could also say I'm fond of my wife, obviously. I'm fond of my dog. I'm fond of my family. I'm fond of my daughter. Yeah. Uh, on the other hand, I'm a fan of, we quite often use this for sports. Yeah, I'm a fan of Arsenal Football Club. Okay, yeah, or I'm a fan of Atletico Madrid. But we can use it for activities as well. I'm a fan of relaxing, not doing too much. Okay. Uh, I'm passionate about is something you take very seriously. Okay, you have a serious love for this activity. If you've been coming to my classes, you will know that I am passionate about surfing. Okay, I love it. Yeah. And then across, looking at the negative expressions, I dislike, I don't like, I hate. I know I hate is I really dislike. Yeah. Hopefully you've seen this before. Okay. And also I can't stand is another nice way to say I really dislike. Yeah. So we have a range of nice expressions there. We can use this especially when they're asking you about your interests in the speaking, but we can also use it in the writing too. You may get a chance to write about what you like or what you don't like. Yeah. Let's look at an example of putting these into use. So let's jump to number 3. How can we use these expressions? On the screen, we can see some things I like and don't like. As I said, I'm passionate about surfing. Yeah, listen. Okay. In fact, let's use the highlighter better. Okay, so yeah, bit nicer, a bit bigger. Yeah, I'm passionate about surfing. Okay, I don't drink too much. I don't like drinking too much, but I'm fond of 1 or 2 pints of Guinness. I'm fond of my daughter. I love my daughter. Yeah. And I have to say, I'm very fond of my wife too. And I'm a fan of spending time with my dog, walking my dog in the park, for example. On the other hand, I can't stand getting up very early. I can't stand getting up at 6 in the morning when it's dark. I hate getting up at 6 in the morning. So those are my examples. If you're watching this later, try practicing your own examples. Take these phrases and write a few examples about yourself. And remember, if you are going to use a verb, with the yellow group, you can use to or ing. And with the green group, you must use ing. Okay. I will write 2 examples on the screen just so that we're clear. Let me find my writer. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this in yellow so it's nice and clear. Yeah. Okay. So I can say I like, or I can say I'm passionate about football. Okay. Or I can use the ing if I'm going to use a verb. I could say I'm passionate about surfing. Yes. Okay. Or I'm passionate, or I'm interested in learning. Okay. Ing form new languages. Yeah. That's an example for the guys in green. Yeah. In fact, let's make this green. Yeah. And for the yellows, we can use to or ing. Yeah. I like to surf, or I like surfing. Both okay. Yeah. Let me write that down for you. In fact, yeah, just so you can see it. Let's where's my pen? Yeah, here we go. Text. Okay, down here. I like to surf, or I like surfing. Both okay. Right. Expressions of likes and dislikes. Okay, let's move it on. Okay, we can use that, as I said, in part 1 of the speaking, or any part of the speaking, or part 4 of the speaking. We can also use it in the writing, especially in the letters. Yeah. Now, the speaking. Hopefully, if you're thinking of doing the PET exam, you know a little bit about what the speaking exam looks like. Part 2 of the speaking, you have a discussion with your partner. It's interactive. There's 2 of you talking together. And you have a question you have to discuss. So let's look at this example that I've taken, right? We'll read that. You have decided to go on a trip with your family, talk about the different options and decide which is best. So now I'm going to give you some very useful little phrases that you can throw into the discussion with your partner. All right. So we've got different options here. Yeah. You know, a theme park, a museum, shopping, the park, the zoo, and a fast food restaurant. Yeah. So in this part, as I said, you're talking with your partner, you're discussing. So I would say that there are 6 really important functions. Yeah, you need to start the discussion. You need to give your opinion. You need to ask for your partner's opinion because it's interactive. You're going to speculate. In other words, you're going to talk about different possibilities. That's what I mean by speculate. You're also going to reflect. Okay, in other words, think back on what you think was better or worse, what you think was a better or worse idea. And you should try to agree with your partner. So I have some phrases here that serve different functions. For example, to start. Shall I start, or would you like to kick off? Yeah, that is a nice phrase, a lovely phrase. To open the discussion, a B2 phrase. Yeah, so make a note of that. Okay, or take a screenshot. Lovely little phrase to start. Right, I've given you one example. Everybody, okay, take a couple of minutes, let's say a minute, okay, to look and think about what the function of the rest of these phrases is. Done the first one. Shall I start? Would you like to kick off? Yeah. All right. So have a look. What functions do they serve? Is it to give your opinion, ask your partner's opinion, speculate, reflect, or reach an agreement? If you've just joined me, say hello. You can write to me in the chat. Let me know my sound is working. Let me know you can hear me okay. Write a little note. Yeah, for those in the chat. Right, you've had your time, I think. Yeah, so let's have a look. Okay. Right, we can agree on this option. Well, obviously, this is to reach an agreement. No, the clue is in the word. No, yeah. As I said before, lovely phrase to reflect. As I said before, I think the zoo is a great idea. This might be a good choice we can use to speculate. Yeah, in fact, let's do these with let's number them. That's the most sensible thing, isn't it? Yeah. So as I said before, to reflect, this might be a good choice. Might we use to speculate? Okay, we can use might, may, could, or would when we're speculating. Key, remember that. Yeah. And as we said, that's where my face is. So yeah, shall I start? Would you like to kick off? Yeah. Okay, what's next? From my point of view, right, this is to give your opinion. Number 2. Yeah, many different phrases we can use to give your opinion. From my point of view, this is a great idea. From my point of view, this is going to be boring. Yeah. And I said to reach an agreement so we can agree on this option, which leaves us with the last one. What do you think about? Okay, which is obviously used to ask your partner's opinion. All right. So these are a few nice phrases. Now let's look at some more. I'm going to give you my list, okay? I'm a pet examiner, okay? And these are my top language phrases that will help you do this part of the exam. Part 2, the discussion with your partner, nice and easily. So, these are some things we can use to begin. Yeah, shall I start? And if you're very polite, you can reply, sure, be my guest. You know, so, Juan, shall I start? Sure, be my guest. Yeah? We already said, shall I kick off? Kick off is another way to say start. Kick off is a kind of a nice B2 phrase. I like it. So it's a nice way to show off, to show the examiner what you can do. Yeah. Same thing. Shall I kick off? Yeah. Shall I kick off? Sure. Go for it. Yeah. Go for it. In other words, you first. Yeah. Would you like to start? No problem. Would you like to kick off? Sure, why not? Okay, these are all nice. This is all nice language to start with. Yeah. Asking for your partner's opinion. Let's do a little. We'll just do a little. Yeah, Saxon genitive there. So yeah, there's many ways you can ask your partner's opinion. What do you think about this option? Yeah, what's your opinion on this option? How about the zoo? What's your take on the restaurant? All right, this is a nice B2 phrase. Again, if you're confident with your B1 language and you want to show off with some nice B2 stuff, do it, impress the examiner. I would be impressed if I were an examiner. So if you're confident with your language, take opportunities to show off with some nice language. All right. Now remember, you're going to use these with an object. Okay. You're not just going to say, what do you think about? That sounds strange. All right. We use about when we introduce an object. So we're going to say, for example, what do you think about the zoo? Yeah, let me type that in. Yeah. What do you think about the zoo? Yeah. Or what's your take on the zoo? Or what's your take on shopping, etc. Yeah. Right, this moves us on to giving your opinion. We've got the classic I think. That's fine. All right, that's a good solid way to give your opinion. I think the zoo is a great idea. Yeah, or I think shopping is going to be fun. Yeah, we can use in my opinion. I reckon is a nice little B2 phrase. I'm inclined to think a bit more classy. Yeah, more B2. We can use other things like I believe, from my point of view. Okay, yeah. Speculating. Now, as I said, we often use may, might, or could because these indicate possibility. Yeah. When we speculate, we're not 100% sure. So we could say, the theme park might be a good option, or shopping might be an interesting idea, or the restaurant might not be a worthwhile choice. Okay, and we've got some other ways to say option. Option, idea, choice. Yeah. We can use will if we're 100% sure. This will definitely be a success. That's a nice little B2 phrase. And of course, if we're a bit more sure, so let me just write here. Okay, so may, might, could, we use for possibility. Okay, possibility. Let me spell it correctly. Yeah. Okay. It's a bit small. Possibility, yeah. And we can use will if it's more certain. Yeah. Change that. Will or would. Yeah. More certain. Okay. So let's move it on. Yeah. Speculating, reflecting and deciding. Now, if we go back just to the original question, all right, where are we here? Yeah, okay. Let's read that again. You have decided to go on a trip with your family, talk about the different options and decide which is best. So you're going to have to make a choice, which means reflecting on your previous discussion. So how do we reflect? Okay, we've got some nice phrases here. As you said before, the zoo will be fantastic because everybody loves animals. Or as I said before, shopping might not be a good idea because nobody has much money. Yeah. And then deciding, you're going to have to make a decision. Let's choose or let's go for. Again, if you want to show off B2 language. Yeah. Or, so we agree on the zoo. Yeah. Or we've decided to choose or go for the zoo. Yeah. You can finish your discussion with a nice phrase like that. Yeah. Very good. Okay, so that's the interactive part. This language is very useful for that part too. So let's move on, all right, and look at the part 3 of the pet speaking, which is a picture. Now, really with the picture, if you have the vocabulary, you've done 70–80% of the work because then you can just describe very easily with your phrases what you can see. So, excuse me, in the different colors, I've got some phrases we can use to describe the position of things. Okay, at the bottom goes down here. So everybody just take a look. Let me zoom it in. Yeah, just take a look. Let's move this out from behind my face and think about where in the picture these phrases relate to. We've done at the bottom, which is at the bottom of the picture. All right. So I'll give you 20 seconds. Okay. Have a look. Think about where we are talking about with these phrases. Where in the picture in terms of position. Yeah. Right. You can pause it if you need to, if you're joining me later. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. Okay. I don't want to waste time. I've got lots of good vocab, so I'm not going to mess around too much. Right. So on the left side of the picture. Yeah. On the right, in the center. Yeah. The background is further back in the picture. Okay, yeah, you can see where I'm pointing. In the background, I've got a white wall. Not very exciting, right? The foreground is more in the front. Okay, so in the foreground is my hand. Yeah, hello. Okay, so in this picture, we could say in the background we can see some trees outside. In the foreground, we can see food and some milk on the table. Yeah, and then we've got at the top of the picture. All right. If you're super meticulous, you can also talk about the corner. Yeah, okay. But you could say at the top on the right. Yeah. Or, at the bottom on the left, for example. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Let's go to fit. Now, when you are describing activities, hopefully if you can see it happening in the picture, you're going to use the present continuous. All right. So I've got some verbs which we could relate to this picture. Just have a look at them. Think about how you could use them. And there's one that we're not going to use because it's not relevant. Yeah. So pause if you need to because I'm going pretty quickly. Okay, so we can say the sun is shining. Yeah. The sun is shining outside. Yeah. The whole family is smiling. They're a super happy family. Yeah. That doesn't really look like my family, okay, when we were having meals together. But there we go. They're all smiling. They're happy. Yeah. Holding. Okay, so the man is holding in his hand an orange juice. The boy is holding a spoon. Yeah. Looking at. Okay. The father is looking at his family, and the family are looking at the father. Maybe the father told a joke. Sitting. They are all sitting. I am sitting. Nobody is standing. Yeah. Nobody is standing. That is standing. All right. Wearing is always good because we can use this to describe their clothes. The boy is wearing a green t-shirt. The man is wearing a kind of a dark green t-shirt. The girl is wearing a light blue t-shirt. Yeah. And the mother is wearing an orange top. Yeah. Concentrating on, okay, we can use this if we are very much focused on something. So they are all concentrating on what the father is saying. Yeah, so those are some nice verbs that tend to be used quite a lot in pictures. And we're not going to use standing here, but that's a very common verb too. Okay, now remember that you use be. The man is looking at his family, or the man's looking at his family with a contraction. Yeah. Okay, there are some other phrases that we're going to use to describe what we can see in the picture. Let me zoom in and show you. There is and there are is great for describing the objects. All right, let me give you a quick example. There is a bowl of strawberries in the center on the table. Yeah. And if it's plural, okay, then we use there are. Okay, so another example could be there are 4 people at the table. Yeah, we're using that to describe what we can see. That's pretty basic at B1, but it's still very useful. Now, must and might. If we are 100% sure, okay, we can use must to make a statement. They must be happy because they're smiling. All right, we're sure, okay? Yeah. If we're not so sure, 50%, let's say, we can use might, okay? They might be happy because the weather is nice. They might be happy because the dad has told a joke, yeah? Okay, last bit of vocab, let me scroll down, is talking about what you can see. Now, obviously, we're going to use I can see, yeah? All right, that's the basics, yeah? I can see a family. If you want to show off, there's a lovely B2 phrase, which is make out. It means I can see if I concentrate, okay? So I could say, I can make out some trees in the background, yeah? Or I can, yeah, I think I can make out an earring. The boy is wearing an earring. Okay, I can see if I concentrate. Yeah. Something else that is definitely B2, and this is only if you're very confident with your grammar, but you want to show off, is speculating about the photo. Okay. Now we can say the photo might have been taken, and I think we're going to go for summer, not winter here. Might have been taken in the summer because the sun is shining. Okay, and certainly not. The sun cannot snow. Okay, yeah, we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. And the sky is blue. Now that's a B2 phrase, but that's really if you're very confident with your grammar. The photo might have been taken in the summer because the sun is shining, if we're not sure. We can also use must. The photo must have been taken in the family home. Yeah. So lovely phrase to show off. Yeah, get some extra points. Yeah, if you're confident with your grammar. Good. Okay, so that is the third part of the speaking. All right, some really nice little vocabulary you can use there. I hope that's useful. Let me know in the chat if that's useful for you. Okay. Okay, we've got a couple of people joining us now, which is fantastic. We're going to move on to some very useful vocabulary for the writing, right? Everybody has to do the written part, and there are lots of great phrases that you can use for nearly every possibility, every writing. If we look here, and I know we've got another fantastic teacher, Fiona, who coaches with writing, so she will have lots of great videos and classes on this, but I'm just going to focus on the vocabulary here. We've got things we've got to do when we reply. We've got to react and say, that's great. We've got to explain. We've got to make a suggestion, and we've got to tell them something. As with every letter, we've got to start and finish too. Now, there's lots of phrases for all of these things. Let's have a look. I'm going to start with starting and ending. So everybody have a look at the phrases I've got on the board and think about which phrases might go at the start and which phrases might go at the end when you're beginning a letter. All right, we're going to begin with hello or hi or, dear John or hi Mike or hello Maria or, hi Jane, whatever. Yeah, okay. Then we're going to start by greeting someone, by saying hello in some way. Yeah. So which of these phrases would we use at the beginning? And then, of course, when we end a letter, it's not polite just to cut it off. We're going to end with a nice phrase. Yeah. So hopefully you've got an idea. So let's start sorting them out, shall we? Right. We tend to use long time no speak at the beginning of the letter. This means that we have not spoken a long time. And this is a great, lovely little phrase to begin a letter. Hi, John. Long time no speak. Yeah. In other words, we have not spoken for a long time. Excellent phrase. Yeah, you can use that in nearly any letter in the PET exam. Okay. This is also a lovely phrase. It's great to hear from you. Now, this confuses a lot of people because obviously hear is this, isn't it? Yeah, it's great to hear from you. However, we use this in writing as well. All right. Don't be confused by this. This is perfect for a letter. This is a way to say, I'm very happy that I have got news from you. It's great to hear from you. Yeah. So if I was a student in the PET exam, this is exactly how I would start my letter. Long time no speak. Yeah. It's great to hear from you. Yeah. So that's how we're going to start. Okay. Another option, pretty much saying the same thing. It's been a while since I've heard from you. All right. We're showing off a bit more of our present perfect grammar there. All right. Again, if you're confident, this is a nice little phrase to use. Now, this expression, say hello to your family from me, I think we can use that at the beginning or the end. So I'm going to put that in the middle and maybe change the color. Okay. We'll call that a neutral yellow. Okay. Yeah. For the middle or the end. All right. That's amazing news. All right, look, if we look here, often we have to react. Great. Yeah. This is a nice way to give a reaction. That's amazing news. You can change the word amazing, exciting, incredible, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah. Now, how to end. Okay. Looking forward to hearing from you. This is a great phrase to end a letter. That's a lovely little B2 phrase. Okay. Something I would recommend that you learn. All right. Now you can see here, it's a bit confusing because you've got looking forward to and the ing form, even though you've got to. All right. To here is a preposition. Hearing is an object. This is an excellent fixed expression that I recommend that you learn. All right. For finishing your letter. All right. Great phrase. B2 phrase. Yeah. Another way to say the same thing is can't wait to hear from you. Another fantastic phrase. Yeah. Let me know what you think about it. That's obvious. Yeah. Let me know. Tell me what you think about it. And this is a B2 phrase, keep me posted, which means keep me updated. Let me just, in other words, keep me updated. All right. Keep me informed. All right. Keep me posted. Keep me posted about what you think. Yeah. If you want to add a subject, you can say keep. Sorry, you can use. What am I doing? You can use keep me posted about plus your object. Keep me posted about the race. Yeah. Keep me posted about the party, or just keep me posted in general. Yeah. Okay. That's my vocab list of starting and finishing your letter. But we need a bit more than that, don't we? We can see that we need to react as well. Yeah. So look, there's many words we can use if we want to say that we're very happy. Yeah, that's exciting news. That's interesting news. That's brilliant news. Awesome news. Yeah, if you want to be a bit more up to date, a bit cool. Okay, it's kind of slang. We can say what we think. That sounds fun. Yeah, it sounds exciting, amazing, enjoyable, boring. Yeah, tiring, exhausting. These are all fairly negative things. All right, these are positive. Okay, let's give some green for the positive. Yeah, okay. In fact, let's boom, boom, boom. Yeah, let's put that as positive. This is all positive language. Okay. And this is our negative stuff here. Yeah. Positive stuff here. Yeah. All right. So this language is very useful. Great. Okay. For giving your reaction. Now you can see a lot of these words are ing. That's exciting, interesting, amazing, boring, tiring, exhausting. Here's a little grammar rule to help you with your vocab. If you talk about a situation or an activity, you use the adjective with the ing. Okay, in most cases. Yeah, let me write down that very useful rule. I've talked about this in previous classes, but it's good to give a little reminder about this. Yeah. Okay. Activities, situations. If you use a verb as an adjective, let's take the verb bore. Okay. Then you're going to use the ing form, which is boring. Okay. So you could say, watching Manchester City is boring. Okay, if you think so, yeah, all right. Or I don't know. Working on Sunday afternoon is boring. Yeah, or this series is boring. Yeah, describe an activity or a situation. Yeah. Okay, so my next step is giving your own feeling. Yeah. Now have a look at the feelings here and have a look at the difference. I'm so excited, surprised, amazed, fascinated, interested, bored, tired, exhausted. All right. These are the negatives. These are the positives. And when you're talking about your feelings, you're going to use an ed adjective if you're using a verb. All right. Bored. I am bored. I feel bored. I'm excited. I'm surprised. I'm amazed. I'm fascinated by languages, or I'm interested in traveling. Yeah. So just to remind you, let's do that in yellow. Okay. If you're going to describe feelings using a verb as an adjective, you use the ed form. Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so surprised. Yeah, I'm amazed. Yeah. Okay, now we're coming to the last bit. Often you have to make suggestions. All right. Now, there are two verbs which I think are fantastic for making suggestions. We've got suggest, which is obvious. No, suggest, suggestion, and recommend. Now, how do we use them? I suggest plus our verb. What do you think? I suggest play football. I suggest to play football. I suggest playing football. I suggest playing a board game. I suggest to play a board game. After suggest, we use the ing form. Yeah, let me point that out. That's important. Okay, it's not I suggest to play. It's I suggest playing. Try to remember that. All right. Now, this is a perfect phrase for this part of the writing. What sort of activities or games should we do during the party? Okay, I suggest playing some board games. Yeah. Recommend is the same. Okay, you can use recommend or suggest. I recommend playing some board games. Same. Yeah. Something that we can also do with recommend and suggest, and I mentioned this in a previous class, but I will write it anyway down here. If you want another subject, so for example, if you wanted to say, let me type, please. Right, here we go. Yes, I suggest that you go to Paris, for example. Now here, because we're using another subject, in this case you, right, let's do a different color, in fact. Yeah, let's use blue. Okay, we can use that, and then we're going to use the infinitive form. Yeah, that you go, not that you going. All right, and recommend is exactly the same. So we're going to say as well, I recommend. Let me type, please. Okay, yeah, I recommend that you go to Paris. Okay. Again, with the infinitive form. Two other phrases that are nice for making suggestions are how about, okay, which we use with the ing. How about playing some board games? Yeah. And the last one, why don't we play some board games, which we use with the infinitive because we've got don't. Okay, let me move this arrow out the way over here for the moment. Yeah. Okay, we use the infinitive there. Yeah. So that's some useful language for making your suggestions. Okay, that is my language for the day. All right, I'll give you a quick summary now. Let's go through very rapidly. Just for people who are joining later, or you decided to watch halfway through or something, I started with language to talk about what you like and don't like. Then we looked at vocabulary to talk about part 2 of the pet. Yeah, all of the functions, starting, giving your opinion, asking about opinions, speculating, reflecting. And then we looked at language to describe the image, the activities, the position of things, what people are doing, when the photo was taken. And finally, we've looked at the writing, we've looked at starting, okay, and finishing. We've looked at some language to give reactions, describe your feelings, and some language to make suggestions. And that is my selection of key vocabulary for the PET exam. Right, I put a lot of thought into this, so hopefully it's useful for you. If you're joining later, take some time to look through, take some time to stop, practice, write the phrases for yourself, try to use them when you're practicing with the exam, and yeah, take screenshots if you need to, yeah, or take notes of the language you've seen. I guarantee you, as a PET examiner, this stuff is useful. All right. Now I can see that there are no attendees at the moment, so I don't suppose there will be questions and answers. But if this video was useful for you, and hopefully it was, I enjoyed making it. I've enjoyed the possibility of helping you with the PET exam. So give us a like, subscribe. We do private or group classes as well. We'd be delighted to have you there. And with that, I will wrap up and I'll say, yeah, all the best. Thank you very much. And see you soon in a video. Okay. Take care, guys. Okay.